Good evening, Tottenham fans. Welcome to another episode of YouTubers React, a show where I get other content creators to give me their views on topics of the day. Today, I'm going to have Harry on from Scarfy Spurs Talk. I'm going to have Luke on from Spotlight on Spurs. I'm also going to have Nigel on from Pure Coys. So it's going to be a good packed show. What we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about Thomas Frank and how long has he got left in this job? Are they still backing him? They'll give you their views on that. And also they're going to talk about the Fulham game and what went wrong in that game. And is it really getting to us now at home? So first up, I want to let you listen to Harry from the Scarfy Spurs Talk. Harry's got his own YouTube channel. I'm going to leave a link in the description below. Please, everybody, subscribe to this guy. He works very, very hard. He's actually just won an award for Young Creator, a Young Creator Award, content creator. So he's doing really, really well. So congratulations again, Harry. Let me just listen to what he has to say about the Fulham game and also about Thomas Frank.
Hi, thanks so much for having me. It's Harry Scarfair, football content creator, YouTuber, football writer, and autism advocate. Really appreciate it, as I said there, this opportunity. I'm sorry it's not in, better circumstances. So let's get straight into it and get into ultimately what, you've asked me. I mean, the thoughts on the match, it's incredibly frustrating. I think we went into it going, of course, when you're the club the size of Tottenham, every game ideally is a must-win, but this game just felt before going into it significant for Thomas Frank. We know our home form in 2025, pre-Frank and during Frank, is an issue that needs addressing. And I think, we come off the back of a couple of defeats across a couple of different competitions last week. It really had to be a win against Fulham. You come into this game, Fulham, didn't, I should say, get a win at all this season on the road. They just were the poor team away from home. We were the poor team at home. Something had to give, and it's Dr. Tottenham that did give, unfortunately. So yeah, frustrating. I thought we'd better in the second half if we're going to clutch at straws and look at positives, but ultimately too little, too late. And you can blame the manager as much as you like, but I think the players on the pitch have got to do a lot better job. Having said that, I'm a Frank admirer, and I'm definitely a Frank backer. Even still now, I do get a lot of kind of stick for it on socials. I take that on the chin, but I am behind him. I think he achieved special things at Brentford. When I say special things, I think that taking a club that are mid-table, I think they were in the Championship, to stable, competitive Premier League club that finished inside the top 10 with a negative net spend, that for me is a very, very good job that not a lot of managers could do. So I'm behind him. But I do have my own concerns. I think that we, lacked real identity. We lack a real structure. Maybe too focused too much on the opponents, which is a shame. And I don't think Frank's hand in the media is good as he could do. I think he could take responsibility, give fans something to look forward to going forward. But I could talk about that all day, but I'm here to talk about the game. I mean, the lineup I was happy with, Archie Gray and Lucas Bergwijn starting together in midfield was key. I think it was key we saw Gray, who didn't really have an impact on the game, was his type of game. I thought his touch was good, neat passing. Bergwijn I thought was really good, in particular that second half. Nearly had as much impact, if not more, than he did against PSG for me. Is key in both. Some would say PSG maybe a little bit more. But yeah, no lineup I was happy with. Surprised not to see Xavi Simons, and he comes on and you just see why he didn't start. No disrespect to him, but he's just way off the pace, hasn't settled in to life at Tottenham yet. He just needs time. There's no need to panic. Man of the match is tough. I think Fulham had a few players that were really good. Harry Wilson was good. Sander Berger in midfield. Anderson at the back. Their defence just everything, can clear everything really well. And clearly the game plan to balls in the box just didn't work too up front. Yeah, it just didn't work at all. But no, it's frustrating. But I'm not doom and gloom. I think if Frank's given the time and given the backing from upstairs, because for me the problem is upstairs, if they give that backing in January, then I'm happy going forward. I do have concerns. I think that Brentford could be key for Frank, because I don't think we expected to get anything against Newcastle, but that could be big. I would give Frank time, but I don't know whether he'll get it. I'm not too confident after this game. But listen, you've got to give credit for Fulham. They worked incredibly hard, great game plan, and they deserved that first win on the road. It's not just Tottenham's implosion as bad as we were. You've also got to give credit to Fulham. I can do both of those things. So, I think you've got to be balanced in that aspect. But lastly, because I'm taking ages and waffling, but I just want to say that as well, Vicario, that situation for me, yes, of course, he's at fault for the second goal. We should hold him account, but I don't believe booing your own player is the way forward. I was inside the stadium, so I'm a season ticket holder, go every home game. I don't think it was right to boo him. That, for me, isn't a proper fan. I do align myself with Thomas Frank with that. Thanks so much for having me. Make sure you subscribe to Tottenham Logic TV. Really appreciate it, and big up to all those wonderful Spurs fans out there that remain faithful. Come you Spurs.
So Harry there, really saying that he's still backing Thomas Frank. He definitely has worries. I think we all do. But I like having Harry on because he gives you that logical speak. He always speaks from his mind. He never says what people want to hear. He just says what he thinks. And at the moment, he's still backing Frank. I wonder if he'll still be backing Frank if we lose to Newcastle and Brentford in the next 2 games. We'll have to just wait and see for that. Now, next up, I'm going to bring Luke on. Luke from Spotlight on Spurs. Like always, just go to the description below, click his link and subscribe to his channel. Very, very good man, very hard worker and nice guy. So, yeah, I'll let you listen to what he has to say. His was a little bit shorter and sweeter. I don't think he really wanted to speak about another loss. We really need to do this show where we've actually won a game because we haven't actually done this show with a win yet. So let me just get myself out of the way and you can now listen to what Luke has to say.
What's up, guys? Luke here from Spotlight on Spurs. Big shout out to Tottenham Logic TV for having me on to give my review of another Tottenham Hotspur game and another Tottenham Hotspur defeat. 2-1 at home to Fulham. They'd only got 1 point all season and they come and picked up their first away win at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It's not the fortress that we was hoping it was going to be. The performances haven't been good enough. The manager definitely has some question marks over the tactical side of things. Very, very easy to play against. Very, very similar patterns of play. Down that right-hand side is the only way that we seem to be able to create anything. We're conceding the same chances and the same goals week after week. We seem to be open in the middle, no matter who plays in there, what partnerships are in there. We seem to be really open, and we just lack attacking threat. Game was finished after 6 minutes. Not good enough. Everybody needs to improve. Still don't think it's time to sack Frank. I think that's premature. However, things need to improve. We've got some tough fixtures coming up in the next 6 games. Needs to change. And some of the players really need to start stepping up. So, yeah, challenging few weeks. Newcastle up next. Very, very difficult place. Very, very difficult team to play against. But we need some changes from players, management, tactics. It all needs to change up and need to improve very, very quickly. Last thing, as always, make sure you're subscribing, liking the videos to all the guys that are in this video and subscribing to their channels as well. Big shout out once again to Tottenham Logic TV for having me on. Thank you, guys. Come on, you Spurs.
Always a pleasure having you on, Luke. Always a pleasure. Thank you for that. And he's exactly right. I'm the same. I'm on one hand, I'm like, I don't want to keep sacking managers, but on the other hand, I don't want to keep watching a 0.01 XG because that is embarrassing. Next up is Nigel. Nigel is an extremely hard-working content creator, does live shows, does morning shows, and does lots of short videos as well. So he's always on the go, always trying to improve his channel. So please get in that description and subscribe to his channel. And this is what he had to say. Listen to Nigel.
Big up, Alan, and big up to all who watch this video. Another defeat, another home defeat. Fulham literally winning the game in the first 6 minutes. And Spurs, I don't know where to start. You know what? I've been Frank's biggest backer, I think. This season, give the man time, give the man time, give the man time. And I'm not sure I can keep saying it when we're churning out performances like that, week in, week out. It's embarrassing. You know, Spurs didn't turn up in that first half. And how often have we said that over this season? Not only this season, over the last 4 or 5 years. So often Spurs have been a one-half team. We're poor in the first half, get better in the second, or the other way around. Yesterday we were turgid in the first half. Absolutely awful. I think our XG was 0.01. We gave the ball away 77 times in that first half, which is just not good enough. Second half, we improved slightly, but Fulham had already won the game. They were 2-0 up, and they took their foot off the gas. They decided to sit back a little bit more and let Tottenham come onto them. Spurs did have a 15-minute spell when we got the goal, and we looked like we might kick on. But for me, again, Frank, making the substitutions right after we score. For me, at 2-0, yeah, make the substitutions. But once we get one back, give the players on the pitch 5-10 minutes to see if they can get that equaliser. They are in the ascendancy, making those 3 subs. It kind of took the flow out of the game for me. I don't know. I'm just really disappointed. I'm really disappointed with the players. I think they are not trying hard enough. I don't know. Do they not care? Do they not care? That's my feeling. Because as a Spurs fan and an older gent, I know that if I was out on that pitch, I'd die on that pitch for the badge. I don't feel the players are. I really don't. I think they are happy to take their money and go home. I don't think enough of the players care. And for me, Frank, as much as I still want to back him, I am starting to think that maybe he is just a mid to lower table team manager. He sets us up not to lose, and we need more. We need more. We've got enough attacking players in that squad to go and attack teams, and we're not doing enough of it. A lot of it in that first half, long ball. In the second half, just flinging balls into the box. And sure, it nearly worked a few times, but there's no patterns of play. There's no triangles. There's just nothing. And I'm really concerned, guys. I don't want this to be a really negative post, but Frank has to do something and has to do something quick. We cannot continue to play like this. Guys, have a fantastic rest of the weekend. Make sure you smash a like and subscribe to Tottenham Logic TV. And we will see you in the next game, hopefully, with some better news. Have a great day, guys.
Always a pleasure to have you on, Nigel. Thank you for your comments. And even though it wasn't that positive, you can't really argue with what he's saying. Tottenham really in that first half, after watching the Chelsea and the Arsenal game, I didn't think it could get any worse than that. But that first half against Fulham, and it was a 0.01 XG. That's the worst we've ever had in the history of Tottenham Hotspur since XG began anyway. But I'm sure we've never had that before. It was absolutely dreadful, shambolic, whatever word you want to use. I'm like I said, on one hand, I would like to give the manager time, because in the history of the Premier League, any manager that's had time always becomes, not always, but a lot of the time becomes successful or builds a really strong side. Like you have David Moyes for Everton, for example, a long time ago, years ago, he done that. He built them up into a top 4 side. You got Arteta now recently. He's had 6 years now and he's getting them competing for titles. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp, who was there for quite a long time, 6-7 years, ends up winning Champions Leagues and Premier Leagues. All these managers have been given time. So in that aspect, yes, it does work if you give a manager time, but are we going to give the wrong manager time? That's my biggest worry, because we've got Newcastle and Brentford coming up, and can anybody really see us getting a result against Newcastle away? Because I really can't. And if we have a really turgid performance again against them, it's going to be very, very toxic in the Spurs fan base. Also, I think that if we go then after losing to Newcastle, we end up playing at home to Brentford and the fans turn on Spurs again and it becomes toxic and Spurs lose again. It would be very, very hard for Frank to even keep his job. It would be almost impossible. I don't think there'd be many Spurs fans that would want him to stay. We've got a transfer window coming up. Are we going to back him? Are we backing the right guy? We'd have massive questions on that. If we lose the next 2 games, there is a possibility we could be in the bottom 5, bottom 6. And that is just not good enough for a massive club like Tottenham Hotspur, especially after finishing 17th last season. So on one hand, we need to give him time. On the other hand, if we're not showing any progression, if we're not showing any desire, no, I'm not even seeing what kind of team we are yet. We're supposed to be a pragmatic defensive team, but we're conceding goals like a sieve at the moment. So we're not really good defensively. We're rubbish attacking wise. We've not seen any progression. So it's very, very hard to get behind But at the moment, I'm willing to keep giving him time. Football can change so quickly. It really can. If we ended up beating Newcastle, beating Brentford, then all of a sudden the sun's shining again and we're all happy. Thank you for watching today, the YouTubers React show. Let me know what you thought of this episode today. Thank you to all the boys that came on today. You've all come on now on horrible circumstances, talking about a loss. Hopefully the next one we're talking about a win. Thank you to everybody that's watched today. Hit that like and subscribe button. I'll put all the links in the descriptions to everybody that's spoken today as well. Thank you for watching, and come on, you Spurs.